Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our entitled people. In today's episode, my son wants my dog. There's always a Karen when a homeless man tries to cook. Asshole feels entitled to using my book after punching me several times on my shoulder. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. My son wants my dog. My son wants my dog. I have owned this dog for 7 years. My son's reasoning is: he picked the dog out as a puppy. He was 15 at the time and I did let him choose which puppy he liked. I have 2 other dogs, so I wouldn't miss this one. My son, misses the dog's son moved out last year. The kid has never paid a dime towards the care and feeding of this dog. The kid still has a key to my house, which he uses to come over and do laundry in the middle of the night, not to play with the dog, which he is more than welcome to do both. The kid lives in a 3rd-floor apartment, and supposedly the landlord is okay with dogs, but his apartment is 1/3 the size of my house. With no land, said dog is used to having the run of the land around my house. I said no, but he was welcome to borrow dog for a week here and there. He is now totally pissed at me and says he will go no contact if I don't give him the dog. I said okay, been nice knowing you. For some reason now, he thinks I am choosing the dog over him? What did I do wrong? He'll be no contact till all his clothes are smelly. You should put in a door chain so he can't do a laundry run in middle of the night and claim it's no contact because you're asleep. He'll have to talk to you to let him in. Change the locks. I'm reminded of one of the funniest bits from the show Titus. Titus is screaming at his dad, "I'm 17, man, that's where the hell I'm going. I don't need you." Immediate cutaway to Titus crying at the front door, "Daddy, please let me in, my clothes are dirty." Papa Titus just opens the door and squirts some laundry detergent on Titus. Go find a river. Kids can be stupid. My daughter and I had this fight years ago. She wanted the dog and when I said no she tried to take me to small claims court. When I countersued she caved and we had a long talk about it. I let her take the dog for a while and it was a shit show. Goose didn't like being left in her apartment all day so she ate the door. LOL. Anyway, it turned into a great learning experience for her. Thank you for confirming the vision that I had. If someone weaponizes no contact, they kinda suck. I kinda hate that I agree with you. Honestly, it wasn't him that said no contact, it was his partner, who has threatened it more than twice. Yet she still has contact with her family. May. The dog is probably bonded with the other dogs and would be very lonely all alone at your son's house, when your son is not there. Nope, it's your dog and your son can put his big boy pants on and buy his own dog. Unless your son has been taking care of the dog, vet appointments, grooming, feeding, walking, cleaning up poop, etc. He has been enjoying the company of the family, aka your pet. I grew up with dogs that I adored and helped care for. They were the family dog. It would never occur to me to assume they were my dog. Plus, your dog is heading towards being geriatric at 7. Your son can adopt a dog from a shelter that is his very own. Win-win. He gets a dog and a homeless dog gets a chance at life. Also, he should start doing his laundry at his apartment or the laundromat. He's old enough. There's always a Karen when a homeless man tries to cook. Now, this isn't the first time this has happened to me. Hell, it's not even the first time I've posted about this, but seriously, why does it bother people so much when you heat a meal up in public? Long story short, I'm homeless. I don't drink or do drugs, I'm clean, I shower daily, etc. For the most part, you would have a difficult time telling I am homeless. But being homeless means limited options to cook and eat. You either find a way to cook or eat fast food, which is expensive. I can cook a cheap meal for a couple of dollars, but unfortunately, I can't always go back to camp, where I sleep, to cook a small meal. Yesterday, I spent most of the day at the library sending out resumes. I hadn't eaten all day, so I decided to grab a can of beans from my backpack and my hobo stove. I found a spot not too far from the library, city property with a walking trail, a large field, and those large electricity steel wire tower things. Fast food is expensive, so I avoid it at all costs. A cheap meal at a fast food place costs $10. With some planning, that $10 can easily get me 2 days worth of food. When I'm out like that, I have a small camping pot and some sort of heat to cook. I picked up a small business stove from the thrift store, and you can get the canisters fairly cheap at the dollar store. I typically set up on a picnic table, and the entire meal takes less than 10 minutes to heat. But for some reason, whenever there's fire, the one Karen of the area has to see it and come running to cause me problems. I set up with my chili in my pot, my fire going, and like a crappy video game, a male Karen spawned in, walking his Frenchie. He saw me doing my thing, and I guess the hobo just making his meal offended his delicate senses because he came over in a hurry. He was not there to be a decent person, he came to be *TCH at me. The man saw me cooking and was immediately aggressive. He yelled at me, "What are you doing?" He said I can't do that here, it's unsafe, against the law, and told me I have to go. I've been through this more than once, so I'm now an old school veteran. I just replied with dead eyes and said, "Okay, I'm going to leave once I eat. Have a nice day." That pissed him off. The man was almost jumping up and down like a child having a temper tantrum, telling me that it's illegal to have a fire, it's contained on a portable stove. He said he's going to call the police, and I said, "Good luck with that," and gave him a double thumbs up. The guy got on his phone, made a call, and walked away talking loudly with the police. I fully believe he just faked a call and talked to air, just trying to scare me. As I said, I've been through this multiple times. My food got hot, I ate, cleaned up, packed my stuff away, and went on with my day. That man did absolutely nothing to slow me down, it was barely an inconvenience. My food wasn't even hot by the time he left. If you are a Karen and see someone like me, hurting not one, just trying to cook a meal, kindly get off, leave me alone, let me go about my business. I'm glad my grandmother taught me better than to be mean to people down on their luck. She also has no qualms inviting someone to join us for a meal if we are having a picnic of our own. I will never understand why people want to get so upset about someone minding their own business not bothering anyone. Asshole feels entitled to using my book after punching me several times on my shoulder. This happened over a decade ago. English isn't my first language, so sorry if there are any mistakes. Back in middle school, F13, we used to be sat down either in pairs or in groups. We didn't get to choose who we sat with either, so I was stuck with this kid, M14, for quite a long while. He was the usual class clown of the class who would often pick on people just for fun. He used to pick on me a lot as well. I don't want to call it bullying because I feel like that's too extreme for what he did, but he was pretty annoying. So one day I'm in biology class and this little brat starts punching my shoulder. Repeatedly. Not enough to be painful at first, more like those punches that don't hurt that much, but since he keeps hitting the same spot, it ends up being painful. I don't remember what brought this on, but I do remember that at first I was joking with him and then I became annoyed. When I told him to stop, he wouldn't stop. My teacher was teaching us something and we were in the back of the class. I didn't want to cause a scene and interrupt the class, so I just endured it and tried to make him stop a few times. Finally, the teacher gave us a few exercises to do in class and then this conversation happened. EA is entitled asshole. EA, hey, can you put the book in the middle? Me, why? EA, because I forgot mine at my house and we have to do those exercises. I considered his request and honestly felt surprised he'd ask me that after he repeatedly punched my shoulder for 20 minutes. Me, no. EA, why not? Me, because you've been punching my shoulder for the last 20 minutes and I'm angry with you. EA, oh, come on. I was just joking with you. Just put the book in the middle so we can both do the exercises. Me, no. My shoulder hurts because of you, so now I'm not gonna help you. If you hadn't hit me and stopped when I told you, maybe I would have, but now I don't want to. At this, he became angry, took my book and threw it to the ground. The teacher noticed what was going on and approached us. Teacher, what's going on here? EA, she won't share her book with me. I forgot mine at my home and I can't do the exercises if she won't share hers with me. Teacher, Blue Dandelion, couldn't you share your book with him? He seemed annoyed by this situation, so I interrupted him and told him what had been going on. Me, no, I won't. He's been hitting me for a while now, so I don't want to help him now. I told him to stop, but he didn't, so this is his own fault. I rolled my sleeve and showed my shoulder to him. I've always been pretty pale, to the point of being asked sometimes if I'm alright because of how pale I looked, so it was pretty easy to spot the bruise that was starting to form on my shoulder. The skin was turning purple and a bit red around the edges. The teacher scolded the student and that was it. I'm still surprised he expected me to help him after hitting me repeatedly. Oh no! The consequences of their actions. Good on you for standing yourself and not letting them us your book. When I was in middle school, a boy we'll call EJ always sat behind me on the bus so he could torment me. One of his favorites was to poke my shoulder right next to my neck. So, one week I wore high neck shirts Monday through Thursday and ignored him no matter how much it hurt. Friday I wore a scoop neck which showed off a beautiful round bruise. Who gave you that hickey? I answered, EJ. He never bothered me again. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.